Hello, welcome to Aimee Nolte Music. I got a letter a couple of weeks ago from a very astute student named Vladimir on YouTube who watched my How to Walk a Bassline tutorial, and he saw that there was a problem with it. He said, Aimee, I like this approach, but I'm confused because I don't think that it works all the time. And he was absolutely right. So this video is going to address the next steps you should take in walking a bass line, what you can do after you've learned my beginner rule, how to make it even more advanced. So by now I hope that all of you have watched that video. You know that my rule is when you've got one chord that stays for a whole measure or two measures, my simple beginner rule was 1, 2, 3, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. And then when you go to a next chord, you're gonna lead by half step with a leading tone. So say you've got a bar of C major, 2 bars of C major, and then a bar of F major. You're gonna play C, D, E, G, that's 1, 2, 3, 5, and then C, D, E, and then lead by half step to F, so maybe F sharp, and then you play your F, like that. It's a great rule, and it'll get you a long ways, but Vladimir was actually playing the song Autumn Leaves, and he saw a problem with that, and I'm gonna show you his problem and how we'll fix it. All right, if we look at Autumn Leaves, we've got a bar of C minor, a bar of F7, a bar of B flat, major. Let's check out how that looks with our bass line. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna lead to F7, so we can do that here. And then we go 1, 2, 3, and then we want to lead to B flat, right? So we can go, let's hop down the octave and go like that. All right, so we had like that. Now, let me show you where he heard the problem. It's here. If we play the melody along with it, doing fine, but here's where he heard the problem, Vladimir with his great ears. Vladimir didn't think that sounded so good. Now, I think he's right in a way, and maybe he's not right in a way too, because to me that sounds okay. But I can see how Vladimir has a problem with that rub. Right, we've got a minor 7th right there, and then another one, and then another one. So it's 3 minor 7ths in a row, basically. So he's right. I mean, you can either be okay with that sound, and if you're not okay with that sound, you can do what I'm about to show you, which is this. So that works fine. If you're gonna have a rub on your next part, one simple fix is that you can just drop an octave and a 5th like this. Or a 5th. Like that. You see that? So 1, 2, flat, 3, 3. That's your leading tone to F7. And instead of going 1, 2, 3, we're gonna go 1, 5, 1, like that. And then we'll lead by a half step to B flat. Let's see how that sounds. That time I chose the A instead of the B natural for my half step because it would sound a little better than that. So that's your option too. Let's try the other one with just the octaves. Like that. It's easy. Bass players drop an octave like that all the time. So let's keep going with that tune and see how we could use those things, those devices. Here we've got 2 bars of G minor, so I'm going to show you another thing that you can do if you've got 2 bars of the same chord. One thing I like to do is a nice skip. That's a good one. You skip up to the 9th. Like that. So you just use a new idea for the first bar. You see how It's 2 bars of G minor right there, right? You can use the new idea with the octaves, and then for here you can go back to my 1, 2, 3, or of course you can, reverse them. Like that. Another thing bass players do that you can copy on the piano is a tiny grace note. I missed it. You just barely hit it. Like that. You see that? 1, 2. Like that. You can just kind of arpeggiate the chord and pick a note in the middle to hit just barely. I don't know if I like that one so much, but you get my idea though. Let's try it with the melody. Ooh, I did it backwards right there, didn't I? Instead of that, I went. And that's okay too. Anything's okay. I'm just kind of giving you ideas. Almost anything's okay. As long as you stay in the key, you have all kinds of options. Look at that. I hit an F sharp on that D7 chord. Where's the D7 chord? Right there. Bam. Sometimes you don't even have to hit the root if you think it sounds nice. I landed on the F sharp. Yeah, so you've got all these options, but hopefully the couple that I showed you at the beginning, your octave or octave 5, like that, hopefully that gives you a couple of new ideas. What I'll do now is just play Autumn Leaves for you. I'm not going to think very much about what I play for my bass line. I'm going to try to just play it like I normally would, and so that you could transcribe it if you'd like and steal all of the little ideas I use. Oh, that was kind of a nice little, the grace note that we talked about. You could use it right at the beginning of the tune if you wanted. And remember, just barely touch it and make it be right before beat 1, so you're swinging hard. Well, there we go. Now, I wanted you to know that Vladimir, when he wrote to me, my first advice to him was, why don't you transcribe a bass solo and just see what they do, and then you can put those things into your own bass solos. And Vladimir was like, yeah, great idea, Aimee, except I really have a hard time hearing the bass part when I'm trying to transcribe. He says it's hard for me to pick out the bass notes, which is really understandable. So hopefully Vladimir and anybody else who would like to, you can take that last little bit that I played, the whole chorus of Autumn Leaves, and since you can see my hands and I played nice and slowly, you can probably transcribe that and actually write it out. Tell you what, anybody who does write out my bass line for this Autumn Leaves, if you send me a picture of it on Twitter or Facebook, you can have one of my Bill Evans transcriptions for free. All right, so that's a good little challenge for you. And I hope you like that. It gives you a couple of ideas that don't follow my rule. And at the same time, you can see when I was playing, I still do follow my rule, like a lot, because it's a pretty good rule. But there are times when you can switch it, and I showed you some ways to do that with your octave skip, with your fifth, a little grace note, big skips. There's different options, and you can see how you like them and how you want to implement them into your playing. So let me know if you have any questions about any of this, and of course put them in the comments below. I try to get back to you real quick as you comment, and I hope you have fun playing your walking bass line. I think it's fun to play a walking bass line, so I hope you guys like it, and I hope you keep watching Aimee Nolte Music, share with your friends, subscribe, and thank you so much.